Perfect. All right. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the delay. And it took me 6 minutes to write a few posts to drum up some, for people who are interested in watching me take in the letter that I received from the union. A little bit of background to this. I've been basically identifying openly as somebody who has a series of disabilities, and in spite of numerous attempts to be treated with fairness and equality in my union, a small amount of folks, yet very influential people, feel the need to make choices that are outside of their wheelhouse or their freedom to be able to do. So they've taken some steps that I've been attempting to self-advocate and take care of. So in the middle of everything else with COVID-19 and what's happening in the world and what's happening with Ottawa Transit, in the middle of it, I got another notification. And the significance of this notification is that it's one of a whole series of notifications, all wasted, wasted money. This is $10.82 to send me this. It's just gross. And so I thought, well, with everything going on, with all these accusations that are flinging, what better way to take accountability and personal responsibility and to self-advocate than to open up this letter live? Because, hey, there's no shame in having a disability, and I don't think there's anybody who's arguing that I have a disability now. I will say it's interesting to see who comes out of the closet, so to speak, when these things come up. So mental health happens in real time. I look like a hairy beast of a man. I haven't done a lot, but yet at the same time, I have done a lot. I've done a lot of peer support training today. I've done a lot of working on my own tools, my own wellness tools. I've done self-care out the yin yang, and I'm super excited to share all that information with everybody. Sadly, I have to, in the meantime, deal with a bunch of shit that comes out of the union office, ATU279, the Amalgamated Transit Union. Our president is Clint Crabtree, and our business agent for transportation is Harry Cabal. So yeah, I mean, is this the time that that I read the letter? So again, this was sent, I received the notification for this. This is saying Canada Post had this on April the 12th at Elmvale. According to the stamp, I would have received it. Well, I got the notification for it on Friday, I guess. And then I went to pick it up on Sunday. And yeah, and if you look back, you'll see where I had posted it. And so yeah, so I'm gonna open it. I'm always available for questions. I've always been available for people to ask questions. I do have a fairly high standard in terms of how I'll be treated, but those are conversations to come in the future. So yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, let me know. Okay, so we're 10 minutes into this. Time is of the essence. Almost want to preserve the envelope. It's, people don't receive letters enough anymore, eh? Like, remember when you could get a piece of mail and it didn't stress you out or cause you any concern, or that you didn't have to protect yourself by opening it on live television? or the internet. I guess we're in that day and age now, eh? Nice quality paper. Union dues, eh? They go a long way. Nice envelope. So let's see here. So I'm just going to read this then. Oh, so Amalgamated Transit Union Local 279 has the letterhead. Pretty simple letterhead. I think given the amount we spend each month, you'd think there'd be something a bit better. March 11th. Dear, BR right. So I don't know if this seems to be written by Clint Crabtree. I would go by Mr. Wright, but then I also I go by uh, different gender pronouns as well because I'm non-binary. So maybe he's being reflective of that with BR Wright, or he's not smart. Could go either way. I've been known to say both. Charges under the ATU International Constitution. International Constitution. Please be advised that the ATU Local 279 has received correspondence with respect to charges being brought against you under Section 22 of the International Constitution. Attached, please find a document requesting that you formally be charged and the charge details. These charges will be heard and considered at the general membership meeting scheduled for April 14th, 2020. Thank you, Clint Crabtree, President and Business Agent. So the interesting thing here is that Clint is all about sort of playing all kinds of sides to this because it's interesting. He really helped me out, or at least I thought he was helping me out back when he advised me on how to press these same charges, which he had suggested that I press against a former president and a former ABA. Ironically, right around the time of the election for the ATU union. So there was a lot around that that's kind of interesting. So I feel almost like there's a little bit of a conflict of interest for the president, Clint Crabtree, especially since he and I had gone into mediation around a Canadian human rights complaint and the CIRB complaint. And then also that he had represented both sides of the table for the city of Ottawa during a mediation for a formal complaint, which nobody seems to feel that they had to address in any real way. And so, yeah, anyway, I just find it really interesting that that he is leveraging these charges, especially also that he has a series of allegations out against me personally. So anyway, let's see. Okay, February 11th, 2020. So that would be a month ago. Okay. So it seems like the person who's written this charge is an ATU union shop steward. He's somebody who's listed in harassment complaints that I have made because of inappropriate behaviors and stalking and harassing and threatening and bullying and threatening behaviors. He's also on the Health and Safety Committee, and he's listed in an open grievance series of processes that are ongoing that haven't been tied up. And it seems to me that and those are all open processes right now. So given that he is a shop steward with the ATU 279, I guess this is a little bit concerning, especially since it seems like an abuse of power. And he's not a posted um, shop steward. Like I haven't, like they haven't really posted any of the names of the shop stewards. So I feel like even that behavior is really inappropriate. And so now this seems to be like when I'm looking at this list of charges, it really seems to be clear defamation and libel, and certainly discriminatory, given what this shop steward and union representative knows about my medical health and my disabilities, especially given information that he has shared that he got right directly from President Clint Crabtree. It's odd. I didn't even realize that this operator too, and again, ATU union shop steward plus health and wellness safety committee, and someone who's listed in a workplace refusal that I had to participate in as part of that open grievance. There was some other next step meeting that this person participated in. So it feels really inappropriate that he would be pressing charges, especially since also that he's publicly discriminated with homophobic violence and sexual violence, accusing me and people that he thought were supporting me of very lewd sexual acts that I found very upsetting and threatening, especially since of his former behaviors. It seems odd that he would be. Okay, so let's look here. So then there's all these charges, and he even brings in the USA. So this is bringing in, I guess, ATU International, who so far, John Costa, who's the international president, has ignored any requests for assistance or help in dealing with the situation. I've clearly asked for support when it comes to the behaviors and actions of the president, Clint Crabtree, in this, and I'm really surprised that Clint would allow his shop stewards to participate in this. So let's take a look here. So there's the charges. In solidarity, the operator who is lower in seniority than me. And then let's see other operators. Okay, so here the first operator at the top of the list is another shop steward. Also somebody who there's a photograph of him. The person he was at the Joel Harden open town hall meeting. This particular member and now current shop steward, who's been just recently recruited, and also very public seeming, I thought was on, especially since it's similar to mine. And yeah, so and his operator number is in the 8,000s. Another, oh, interesting. Someone that had harassed me and that I retrained with, whose best friend had sexually made really inappropriate sexual advances towards me and really inappropriate comments online, cyberbullying. So it's interesting to see him on there. The president's brother seems to be on there, which is odd, and someone who's often harassed me and threatened me online very publicly. All that detail is still there, so that seems odd. And then someone who actually, so prior to February 11th, who's also a shop steward and who's also been asked by police in response to him phoning the police to actually not have any further contact with me as a mutual agreement. Um, and who's been engaging and brought his wife in and the whole bit. So this is a shop steward and took a photo of me, and then taunted me with it and has publicly harassed me. So it seems really odd that this motorcycle driving poser would be on this list for sure, and especially since he's a shop steward that's known for inciting violence towards me, and certainly participating in harassing behavior. And then another person who seemingly has mental health and who's been asked not to contact me prior as well because of the same harassing and allegation behavior. And then interesting enough, like another operator who I recruited into the organization OC Pride, where I was a co-facilitator, and through discriminatory actions, and especially through union actions, given that I'm operator 5946 and this person is in the 9,000s. Ironically, during the time on the chopping block, I don't know if you can see in the background the sign. Uh, his number is actually listed on there when I was trying to, on Labor Day, September 2nd, bring attention to all the OC Transpo operators whose jobs were still being terminated. Still haven't found out the financial impact of all the arbitration and the flip flopping from the mayor and the city and the transit and John Manconi. But yeah, it's interesting to see this person's name on there, given that it's been highly inappropriate, his actions. He was part of participating in harassment at the flag raising. And it's odd because the city and the union had emailed the mayor that day, um, leveraging these sort of allegations towards me. And this was back in August. So it seems to me that for that to be in August, the same participants, only now in February, after the president has taken all kinds of other legal actions and not followed up with, seems really odd that I'm getting this list. And then also I'm banned from the union hall. Still no answer in terms of any of the actions that I've asked it on the other way around. And I would think that as equal members, we would have equal access to these things. So, wow. Well, that's a lot for now. I'm going to leave it at that. If anyone's interested in hearing what these charges are and to seeing the list of names here, I'm going to be having to put my response together. I do live with mental health issues and other disabilities that affect my timelines. And it seems like President Clint Crabtree, much supported by the international President John Costa, um, uh, seem to be really super obtuse to what's expected here, and also seems to have unlimited support from people uh, like Jim Watson and John Manconi and Councillor Hubley and Joel Harden and all kinds of names. Um, yeah, I guess I'm a little hurt because uh, I've been operating all of these information groups and stuff and trying to really learn my impact and how I impact things with mental health. And it really seems like this is a highly, highly inappropriate given what I've tried to report to. So um, I'm going to see if I can get some support and follow up with the police tomorrow with regards to one of the names on here, especially since he was repeatedly asked not to contact me. And I guess I'm going to have to reply to the CIRB and the CHRC to see if I have to file new complaints, or if they'll just revive the old ones. Because it seems now, with regards to some further medical received in August of 2019, especially just before all of the allegations that had come from the president and the city, including my section head, uh, it seems as though there's still a lot of loose ends. So I'm going to have to find out what to do with that. I seem to be only self-advocating, and I'm really okay with that because I'm doing quite well formulating a plan called the the Wellness Recovery Action Plan. I just became a facilitator. I'm looking forward to volunteering to put together programs for people now that I'm permanently disabled as a result of workplace violence. So yeah, anyway, we'll see what happens next. I'm going to be super vocal about it. We're going to be checking in a lot, and I'm going to be setting up services for bus operators like me who just need support and don't need to be harassed. Enough is enough. Okay. So reach out to me, contact me. I've been pretty open about things. I'm going to scan this and get ready for the next meeting. I'll be adding a link where you can sign up to see if you want to hear these charges. I'll also be inviting media to ask questions. We're isolating now, so no better time than to set this up and be very open about it and very vocal and transparent uh, as we approach April 14th. And I'll be asking OC Transpo bus operators whether or not you like me, agree with me, don't like me. I would really ask you to be at these April meetings and ask for clarifying questions. I think we all know what it's been like in our environment while our mayor and while John Manconi and while Troy Charter and everybody in management and while especially ATU drives us into the ground. It's gross. It's really gross. So this is the time where we have to really stand arm to arm and push back, and especially with our collective coming up in the next couple weeks, I think it's time that we demand a recount. We demand a pause in negotiations until we deal with really disgusting behavior from our president. This is embarrassing. I'm literally embarrassed for the ATU right now. This isn't what we deserve, and this isn't what Ottawa deserves for transit. So, really, really gross. Sad to see it. Let's find some solutions for this behavior. Okay, peace out. Thanks for your time.